Hi, everyone, and welcome to the guided meditations of Marcus Aurelius. I'm your host, John Stillman. This is a journaling episode about virtue. So if you're new to the podcast, go listen to episode 1 for an explanation of how this podcast works. If you've already done so, then you know I'm going to give you some prompts to journal about that are connected to virtue. So make sure you've got your journal handy. If you're driving right now, this is not the podcast for you. Like our other journaling episodes, this one requires reflection and honesty. Feel free to come back to it later. If you're not driving, grab something to jot your thoughts down on, a notebook, your phone, a tablet, whatever works best for you. Before we get into the journaling prompts, let's take a moment to talk about why virtue is central to Stoicism. For the Stoics, virtue is the highest good, not success, not wealth, not comfort, but how we choose to act. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself repeatedly that we are here to act in accordance with nature as rational, social beings. That means acting with qualities like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to us that defines our lives, but how we respond. And those responses are opportunities to practice virtue. And Seneca emphasized that philosophy is not meant to stay in books or ideas. It's meant to show up in how we live, moment to moment. What's important here is that virtue is not something abstract or reserved for big, dramatic situations. It shows up in small, everyday choices. Do you respond with patience or irritation? With honesty or convenience? With courage or avoidance? With kindness or indifference? Life constantly presents us the opportunities to act well, often quietly, often without recognition. The Stoic view is simple but demanding. Every moment is a chance to practice being a good person. Journaling about this helps us notice those moments more clearly and prepares us to meet them better next time. So let's explore that together. As always, feel free to pause whenever you need more time to write. When you think about your daily life, what kinds of situations tend to test your character the most? These could be moments of stress, conflict, inconvenience, or temptation. Write a few down. In those situations, what is your default reaction? Do you tend to become impatient, defensive, distracted, avoidant, or frustrated? Be honest. This is just for you. Now consider this. In each of those moments, what would acting virtuously actually look like? Think in terms of Stoic virtues: wisdom, seeing clearly and choosing thoughtfully; justice, treating others fairly and kindly; courage, doing what's right even when it's uncomfortable; and temperance, showing restraint and self control. Pick one situation and describe what a virtuous response would look like in practice. Can you recall a recent situation where you had an opportunity to act virtuously but didn't? What happened? What did you do instead? And what might a virtuous response have looked like? Final question. The Stoics believe that we are constantly practicing, either reinforcing good habits or strengthening unhelpful ones. What patterns do you notice in your behavior? Are there certain situations where you consistently fall short of how you'd like to act? Take a moment to look over what you've written. The Stoics remind us that a good life is not built on grand gestures, but on consistent, everyday actions and how we show up in ordinary moments. Virtue is not something we achieve once, it's something we practice again and again in small ways that often go unnoticed. But those small moments add up. They shape our character and ultimately they shape our life. When you're ready, you can move on to the guided meditation episode on this topic, where we'll work with these ideas at a deeper level. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you in the next episode.